take in my number one steel today. Barely 60 degrees this morning. Couple number one loads with the dump bed in there so far, but it's pretty heavy by itself. So, but it's always been kind of hard to squat the dually springs. So hoping it's pretty good. I had kind of gambled and started loading up the bed with a bunch of number one, and once I started putting it in from my other trucks and just stuff that I had been picking up, small little pickups, didn't really look like as much as I thought. So I can't hold the truck up for Mondays, because Mondays I do my trash pickups. Bed, it's just like a no-brainer, because people can just throw all this stuff in there. You know, all their rotten bags of trash, and I don't have to handle them again. Just throw them in, loose stuff, boxes, whatever it is, and just hit the button. Right up to the hopper at the dump, back right inside the building. Open up the gates, and so it makes it pretty nice. So it's Thursday. Do some camping on the weekend tomorrow. So figured get the truck unloaded, have it empty, so Monday I can come back and pick up a bunch of trash with it. Usually I go to a yard that's a little closer. It's about an hour. I don't bring cars to that yard. I usually bring the light iron and the number one and stuff, but as I mentioned, the guy that I used to sell cats to, and I started selling him cars, and now he's got a scale, so he's paying almost double what that yard's paying for number one, and cars too. You know, light iron price. It's $175 a ton he's paying for number one right now, and that just blows that other place right out of the water. So that's why I was kind of hoping to get a good load of this stuff and try him out, bring this down. So like I said, it's a little further of a ride, but at $175 a ton, it's pretty good. So I'm hoping that I got at least a couple $100. The best part is I don't really have to worry about my fuel and profits and stuff, it's gonna be like should be about a full profit, because I'm burning the gas out of that Ford Fusion that I scrapped. I got, well, it's reading about a full tank on here, so I think I got like it's only like a 16 or an 18 gallon tank in this thing. It's actually kind of weird. It's only got one tank, and being a 1-ton dually, you know, it should have dual tanks because it uses so much. But when this truck was ordered, they only wanted one single tank, so Amish built cabin just went by. Trailer. Somebody bought it. Feels good when you're burning free gas, I guess, but I would have had to fill up the tank anyway. About 50, 60 bucks. So hopefully, usually if I was towing a car with this, I'd be like a little under a half when I was leaving there, which, you know, is not a true reading because, you know, a 1980 GM fuel gauge, but usually top it off with usually about another $40 at least, 30 or 40, come back home. So anyway, had a lot of stuff happen. I got a few new vehicles in the fleet, a few new things. Never really had a chance or had the right mindset to make videos. Probably say too much. Probably shaky. Got that rear view mirror mount. Not very good. Try to hold it, but I'm gonna try to get caught up on some videos. I had a couple of people request some different videos and stuff, explanations and whatnot. Talk a little bit more here on how I got this dump bed insert, and it's pretty much changed my life in a lot of ways. A lot of things I've got. Just passed by the police. Couple out today. Whoa. Didn't make it to the yard yet. Had to stop. Need a little refreshment. A little too early for a celebration, but me and Rosie needed a little replenishment. Sometimes you just need a donut. Blueberry glazed. Don't eat them often. Oh. Sometimes you gotta do it. Doctor put me on a new pill. So I should be good, right? They said it not really the sweets that actually does it. It's the carbs. It's the pasta and the bread and the potatoes and stuff. But no breakfast yet. Still early. So I'm hoping I got at least, a ton to 2,500 pounds maybe, I would guess. Maybe more, I don't know. I often question myself on my guesses, but... So, getting back to the dump bed. So this guy that I knew that I don't do business with anymore, but he was sort of a all-around handyman, if that's what you want to call him. That's what he called himself. But he had a regular, like a 2001 GMC Sierra. Just a regular old half-ton 5.3, short bed. And he was always hustling all kinds of different deals. Well, he said he did some work for some guy, and he had this dump bed. He kept telling me about it. And I said, those dump bed inserts are very heavy, Well, a dump bed anyway is heavy on any truck, but I said, you're not going to like that. Your truck's already sagging in the back. And plus, he always had, he had his ladder racks and all that stuff anyway. I said, you're not going to like that because that's going to take up your whole bed. And it's going to be too much weight. Because then he wanted to haul firewood with it, and gravel, and loom, and he's like, we could use it for scrap metal. And I said, no. I don't partner up with anyone with scrap metal. But anyway, he ended up getting it. And I guess it had a cracked hydraulic tank, and instead of just ordering one, which they're pretty inexpensive to buy, he ended up making one, like I showed you, out of PVC parts from the hardware store, just to get it running, get it working and stuff. Anyway, so he put it in his truck, and just like I said, wasn't happy with it because now he's got no toolbox, can't put all of his stuff because he does all sorts of, contractor type work, and no ladder racks, and he wasn't really using it much for the actual dump, but he did do some trash and stuff with it. But anyway, he kept bugging me and said that, this dump bed belongs in your 1-ton, in your dually, that's what it was made for. And I said, not really. But he kept bugging me, he wanted me to buy it. It started off at $1,500, which, I mean, really, in the grand scheme of things, it's not, that's all the money for a used one. But I think they're almost 3,000 new, not sure. At least around 25, I think. But so I kept on, just I don't want it. I said, well, there's two reasons why I didn't want it. One was it's for a 6-foot bed truck. And this is an 8-foot bed. That's going to look stupid. You're going to have a big space. If I want to, if I want a dump bed, I want it to be 8 foot long. And the other reason is, it's not something you just take in and out. It bolts in there. I mean, it's in there. It's not just a small job to take. It's not just a quick release, you know what I mean? Like, it's mounted in the bed, it's in there. And it changes the look. I like the look of the old truck. I like everything about it. The regular cab dually and just that whole style. Once you go and put that in there, you change the look of it. And there's no going back unless you take it right out. So those are the two reasons why I really didn't want it. But he kept bugging me, and finally it turned into he needed some parts that basically were free to me. They came off a couple of trucks I was parting out. He needed them for his, and the price went down, and it went down, and then he came by one day and needed money. So it turned out to be, I got it for a few parts and $300 cash. Couldn't really pass that up. So I said, well, for that amount, if I don't like it that much, I can take it out and sell it, and still get my money back and make a profit on it for that. That's an old international dump truck. So he came over. We ended up using a come along, and we slid the bed out of his onto some tires I stacked up in my driveway. We backed up the dually. We come alonged it into the bed of the dually, set everything where it went. The next day I went out, and I had to drill some holes, to bolt it down. It's got about 6 bolts on each rail. Bolt it right down to the bottom of the bed. It doesn't go to the frame or anything like that. But the bed already had holes in it from, when it had a camper insert in it. So I wasn't too worried about that. So I bolted it all down, some nice new hardware. The pump and everything mounts right there, right in the bed. All I had to do was run the 2 cables, which were there, right up. I ran them underneath the truck and then back up under the hood. They hook right to the battery. So, and I decided to, there was a lot of cord on the controller, so I just ran it, brought it right inside the cab, and there's enough where I could stand outside, because sometimes you gotta make sure that everything comes out, especially the trash and stuff, But with the metal, guy at the scrapyard was laughing because I didn't even get out of the truck. I would already have the tailgate down before I got there, and I would just get there, pull up to the pile, hit the button, and just drive away. So I guess all in all, I'm happy that I got it. I think it's kind of like, a free beer tastes better than one that you buy, or free cheeseburger, whatever it might be. It wasn't free, but basically, it was next to nothing, and I'm happy that I got it. It pretty much changed a lot, as far as, with the number 1 steel. That's probably the best thing for it, because you can fit a lot, and for years I was hand bombing everything out of the bed, Every single rotor I touched, every single piece of metal I had to unload by hand. So that's pretty nice. As far as the way it looked at first, I wasn't really happy with that gap between the cab and the dump bed, but I ended up scoring a toolbox. Well, I'll just go out there and show you. Might as well top her off while I'm here. So you can see six-foot dump bed. So you put it on there and you got this gap. Well, the gap's a little too small for a regular size toolbox, because then it would be like right here and you'd be trying to open it up and be real close. But I scored magically this one that's a little narrower and fits perfect. Kind of fills in the gap a little bit. Plus, I kind of always wanted a toolbox in this truck, but I didn't want to take up bed space. So she's squatting pretty good. Not quite on the overload springs yet, but always sits a little lower on the passenger side for some reason.